In my third one, that was August last year, I was able to make 600,000 naira, and I wanted to get an apartment for myself. I had to leave the office to get an apartment for myself, a self-contained and a conducive one. I was able to secure an apartment for myself here in Lagos State, and I wanted to launch my office. I was able to launch my office a few months back in Lagos State because of this organization, because I decided to continue the business. And I fell under the Millionaire Circle earner with the dream I've been looking for. I've been picturing this big day I'll become a Millionaire Circle earner, and that came forth because I decided to continue the business. Has been amazing. It has not been easy, but it has been worth it. And I'm very grateful to God because not just for the money aspect, but the person I have become in the process is what matters to me. 2 years ago or 5 years ago, this is not a gift that is talking to you here today. So before I continue, I would just want to introduce myself. My name is Osayan Osarigwe Gift. I'm from Edo State, a social entrepreneur, a consultant 221 Help G, a Kingsman, a civil executive, and a Millionaire Circle member with this organization. Now, I'll be saying how my background so far, or the journey so far. Now, growing up was not easy for me. It was not rosy. I actually lost my dad when I was 5, and my mom gave birth to 5 girls. My mom was sent out of the family house because they were saying she was one that killed her husband and everything, and she gave birth to 5 girls. So my mom grew up in Jos, but when she got married, she started staying in Benin. So when she was sent out of the family house, there was no place for us to stay in Benin. Then she took us back to the village. I literally watched this woman. Okay, my siblings and I, we were all staying in the village, but we were not going to school because the kind of lifestyle we were growing up with, the kind of English we were speaking, my mom was not comfortable with that. Then she took us back to Benin. I literally watched this woman work so hard so she can just put food on the table, but she could not do it. So when I was 6, 7, my elder ones and I, we needed to assist my mom. So we started hawking. So we were going and hawk. I hawked pelter, I hawked kerosene, the whole of beer and everything, literally suffered. So when I come back from school, I have to go and hawk. So when I was 8 years old, I could not read and write, not because I was dumb, but because I was not going to school. So low self-esteem crept into me because I was depressed. I was feeling I was not good enough. I was feeling I was not worthy enough. So you cannot even see me in the presence of my mates because I was always hiding. I was always running away because I felt I was not okay. I was so shy. I was so shy. There was no self-esteem in me that I could not speak. So even when my mates are giving Bible recitation in church, I'll be running away because I could not read and write. So when I was 8 years old, my mom had to send me down to Lagos to stay with my uncle and auntie. They just got married. They were never related to us. But because I heard they were going to take me to school, that was what motivated me. And I told my mom that I'm going to go. So I lost my dad when I was 5. I left my mom when I was 8. I did not get a fatherly love. Neither did I get a motherly love. So when I got to Lagos, before I left Benin, I was actually living for my because I could not read and write. So they taught me how to read and write, and I started reading how to read and write from Lagos. And I went to a private school. I'm thankful to them. So, but something happened, like this, what it is, life happens. My uncle just told me he could not sponsor my education after my secondary school. And I was broken. I was like, wow, I want to go to school, but he said he could not sponsor my education. I had to pack my bag and I went back home. I was crying because I was this kind of person that loves school. I want to go to school. But when I got back to Benin, I just refused to settle for the less. I just refused to give up in life. I just refused to just go and get married. And I said, I'm going to go to school because when I was leaving Lagos, my uncle just told me, I know you are going to Benin to go and do prostitution because, you know, if you live in Benin, most of the Benin girls are tagged as prostitutes. And I wanted to just prove these people wrong. So when I got to Benin, I started working as a secretary, as a cleaner, so I can just gather money to go to school. And I got admission to study mass communication, University of Benin. My 100 level school fees, my everything, I sponsored my education. But during the lockdown, that was when I was broke. Like all my money had gone into school. I was broke. I was frustrated. I was sick and tired of asking my mom. I was sick and tired of asking people for urgent 2K, urgent 5K. Now I went to the street, start looking for a job. How I saw this opportunity, I was recommended to this organization to work as a secretary. Now I started working as a secretary to one of our amazing boss, with blessed memories, Miss Ebuse Ediale, who took me like a sister, like a daughter, like a family, and she mentored me. Now, before I actually saw this opportunity as a secretary, my younger sister saw this opportunity before me, but she fell under those categories of persons that would say, oh, let me go home. I will do the transfer when I get home. So when she got home, she wanted to do the transfer. was the person that told her not to do the transfer. Then it was 38,000. I was like, it's network marketing. I've done all this thing before and it's not working, because I've worked with a network marketer before and I did not like the person's lifestyle. So I just actually told her specifically that she did not do the transfer that day. So when I was saying that if I have not worked as a secretary in this organization, I would have not been here talking to you today. I would have not been here sharing my journey so far, my success journey so far with you today, because it was when I was working as a secretary, I saw that this was totally different from what I was actually picturing. I was working as a secretary and I was seeing a lot of personalities were doing work for themselves. And I saw this opportunity at the age of 21. I attended my first event in 2021 with the help of my leader, Miss Ebo Sayed, who took me to this event. She sponsored the event and everything. But when I went for this event, it was amazing to me. It was making sense to me. But guess what? When I came back, I was like, no, I just want to work, because I was scared. And my leader then told me that, why don't you just stop working? The money is not in the secretary. The money is in the business. I was like, no, ma, I just want to start working. I'm scared. She was like, she literally forced me to stop working and she placed me on allowance. So I started my business with no contact. Now I started using phone when I was 19. And even when I started using phone, because of the way I grew up, I was this kind of person that was shy. I don't make friends. I don't know how to make friends. I don't talk. I was always hiding. So I don't have contact. The only contact I had was my family, my siblings, my mom. So there was no contact to recommend. But I built my business with questionnaire. The very first sign up I got was from questionnaire. Now I started doing my business. I learned the skills. I was presenting. I was making calls with the help of my leader, who helped me and taught me presentation. Now I was getting the results, but I was not developing my skills in the business. And that brought in attrition into the business. I faced serious attrition because I was not developing my skills. I was that kind of leader that would say, oh, read this book, and I will not read it. And because I was not reading it, they were not reading it. And as a leader, you cannot give what you don't have. So attrition took place in my business. Now, the tragic moment I faced in this business was when I lost my leader. At this point, I was like, I'm not doing again. I'm not going to do it again. That's the end for me, because she was my sister. She was my mentor. She was everything to me. She was someone that was guiding me and mentoring me. So when she left me, I was like, what is the need of doing this business? There's no need for me doing the business anymore. But before she left me, she had been able to picture my future for me. And there was a vision I could see that but I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I just said, okay, that's the end. But I want to say a very big thank you to Miss Confidence Ominia Boss and Barrister Osatoye Yamuda. They were always saying, the only thing you can do for her right now is to make her proud. The only thing you can do for her right now is to make her proud. And I was like, that is true, because I work with this lady and I knew. When I said I was lonely. Now I was lonely because in those business where you just feel depressed, you just need someone to talk to. But there was nobody there. She was the person I was talking to. So I was feeling down. I was literally crying every single day. So I found the strength. I continued the business. I took responsibility immediately to learn the close down skills, because when she was still with me, I was always running to her to close down for me. But when she left me, I had to learn the skills of close down and some other skills in the business. I never became a staff connector while she was with me. But during that period, I became staff connectors in the organization, staff connector 1, staff connector 2, because I was just doing the business. I was just striving hard to just make her proud. I was striving hard to make myself proud also. But during this period, even when I became a staff connector, I was not still developing my skills in the business. And attrition still took place in my business because I was not developing my skills. Now, the Voltron event and the Staff Team Regional event in the year 2022 was what changed my life in the organization. But before this event, I actually had an accident. I almost took my life. Now, I was going to do a launch for someone and I fell from the bike. I actually sustained some injuries that even when I fell from the bike, I had this accident. I never knew I had an accident. I took my bag, I went to the launch, I closed down the person paid. It was after the launch I discovered that I had an accident. I started treating myself, but because I was not having money, I could not treat myself properly. And I went to school, but I refused to go home. My mom thought I was in school. She never knew I had an accident. So I was treating myself, but the injury was not going because I was stressing the leg and I was not treating it properly. So this injury lasted for months. And the event in 2022 came forth and I wanted to go for this event. I didn't just want to give an excuse. I told myself I'm going to go. So I went for the event with my swollen leg. And because we want to sit at the front, we have to start pushing ourselves to just go in so fast so we can sit at the front. They were pushing me, step on my leg. I was not feeling pain. It was after the first event, I went to the hotel. My leg was swollen. I was crying. But the following day, I went for the event again. But I'm thankful to God I went for that event. Now, the voluntary event was what changed my life, because during that event, I was making the hardest decision. I caught two things that changed my life during that event. The first one was be willing to pay the price for success. Now, I heard a story of Ambassador Samuel Inweke that was sharing success story, and that got me emotional and caught me. I was like, I'm going to do this. I was just telling Miss Loretta, because she was sitting with me. I was like, babe, I'm going to Lagos, but I don't know how, but I'm going to go to Lagos. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Now, after the event, doctor was like, we should stay some days after the event, and which I stayed. And I caught something from Architect Mo training where he said, sit down and build. I was not building because guess what? I was always focusing on quotes. I want to just get quotes. I want to just make money. But I was not building these people, and attrition took place in my business. And that was what I caught. Now, after the event, I chose to burn the bridge. I chose to burn the bridge. I left home, I relocated to Lagos, but I was having nowhere to stay. I left school, but before this, I actually went to someone I respect so much, and I told her that this is my decision. I want to go to Lagos, but I was still schooling. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And she was like, why don't you just wait to finish school? I was like, no, I want to go to Lagos. But I was scared to make that decision. I went to Miss Confidence Millionaire, but I told her that this is my decision, what I want to do. But she was like, congratulations to you. I said, I don't know how I'm going to balance this. But she said, congratulations. That was when I decided to go to Lagos. Now, I relocated to Lagos. I was having nowhere to stay. Now, the very first time I came to Lagos was during the event, where I had no sign up and I went back. But when I decided to relocate to Lagos, there was no place to stay. Now, I grew up here in Lagos, but guess what? I was not using phone, and I never knew where my auntie and my uncle were still staying. I never knew anybody in Lagos. I was coming into Lagos as a fresh person. I did not come to Lagos because I had a team. I did not go to Lagos because someone made a part payment or want to come and do follow-up. I just came in to just come and build and just start afresh. So when I got to Lagos, there was no place to stay. The very first place I stayed was in a warehouse. So because the place was not safe for me, I had to leave the place, and I went to Miss Debbie. Then the first office was just launched, and I told her that, Ma, this is my predicament right now. I want to, I don't know where to stay, and this is my decision. Can I stay in the office? And she was like, she advised me, and she said, yes, you can. So this was when I was staying in the office. I literally suffered. I actually stayed there for 10 months. I was building my business, but it was as if my village people were after me. In 8 months, I was sharing questionnaire. I was doing a lot of things, but it was not working. I was like, I think Lagos is not for me. Let me just go back home. But I had to push because I'm the kind of person that don't want to fail. I like to win. So I was working 8 months. Nothing was happening. There was sometimes I don't have food. How I survived during this period, I don't know. There was sometimes I don't have food to eat. I was crying every night. The only person I could speak to during those periods was Miss Loretta, because we're always talking to ourselves. We considered ourselves orphans for a very long time because there was nobody to talk to. So when I feel so depressed, I would just call her, we'll talk, we'll laugh and everything. So in my 9th month, I started getting part payment, but they were not staying in the business. They were not staying. And I started learning the skills. That was when I took personal development seriously, like my life depended on it. So I was reading, I was developing myself. In my 10th month, that was when my business started. That was when my business started. In my 10th month, that was August last year, I was able to make 600,000 naira, and I wanted to get an apartment for myself. I had to leave the office to get an apartment for myself, a self-contained and a conducive one. I was able to secure an apartment for myself here in Lagos State. Some of the challenges I faced in the business was attrition. Attrition came in as a result of me not developing my skills. I lost my leader, which was my guardian, and that was very difficult for me. Going into this business full-time for a very low point. I went into this business full-time. I was not having money. So how I survived, I don't know. But I know that I actually still went on. I pushed on because it was the mindset I had. I was like, if I perish, I perish. I don't care. Now, starting with low quality contact, I was not having contact to start my business with. Some of the sacrifices I made, I went for the maximum account. I had to borrow money, look for the money to go for the maximum account. Being away from family for a very long time, so trying to build my business. Even when I lost my grandmother, I did not go for the burial because I was not having money. Because when I lost my dad, my siblings and I became the father and the mother in the house. So when I see my siblings contributing, I could not contribute. That really got me. So I did not go. So I left the family, I left my comfort zone, and making the business priority above my personal needs. I had to make this business priority above my personal needs. Okay. Now I was at the lowest point in this business when I was feeling so frustrated, and I got a call from Dr. Elijah Omba, and that call was the turning point for me. When I got this call and it was like, how are you doing? How much did you make last month? I was like, wow, I felt loved. I felt cared for. I felt remembered, because it has been a very long time someone called me to ask me that question. So I was really happy with that call. And that was the turning point for me. And he asked me, for what are the challenges are you going through in your business? And I told him the challenges of what I'm going through. And he gave me some strategies. And he said, build your business with star connectors and raise star connectors. So I told him that star is done. So the following month, I had to strive to be a star connector, and I was celebrated as a star connector in the month of April this year, which I got 42/36. And I wanted to raise a star connector because I fulfilled the first criteria, and I wanted to raise a star connector. In the month of May, I wrote my exam, but when I came back, I had to raise a star connector, which is Mr. Christopher Chukwu, in the month of June in the organization. By the grace of God, I have some silver executive, some star connectors in my business right now. And I wanted to launch my office. I was able to launch my office a few months back in Lagos State, because of this organization, because I decided to continue the business. And I fell under the Millionaire Circle earner with the dream I've been looking for. I've been picturing this big day I'll become a Millionaire Circle earner, and that came forth because I decided to continue the business. Now, life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you deserve. Because success is going to test you to see how worthy enough you are for what it has in store for you. Like what Engineer Austin will always say, keep on feeling the cloud. You might not be known right now, but the real grind is in the secret when no one sees what you are doing. You'll be celebrated one day, but just keep on filling up the cloud, and one day the rain is going to fall. Now, what helped me in the business was sell meetings, Millionaire School trainings, events, books helped me, a strong way, God mercy, and I'm very grateful to our leaders in this organization. Now, my appreciation goes to God Almighty, because if someone has told me that, look at me talking today, it was like 10 years for me last year, it was like 10 years, 8 years for me. If someone has told me that I could go through that journey, I will be strong to go through that journey, I would tell the person is a lie. But God helped me during that period. Now, I want to say a very big thank you to Ambassador Dr. Michael Coley for saying yes to the vision. I want to say a very big thank you to Ambassador Dr. Victor Abasi for also saying yes to the vision, and to my leader, to my mentor, Dr. Elijah Omba, for also picking me up. I really want to say a very big thank you to you, sir. I've been following through your mentorship for years. And I never knew that a day will come where I'll be interacting with you. And I'm very grateful to you, because this is not taken for granted at all. I want to say a very big thank you to my leader. I know you're proud of me, because I know I'm going to make you more proud, Miss Ebosa Ediale. I know I'm going to make you more proud, Mama. Thank you so much for all you did for me. I want to say a very big thank you to the Ediale family for taking me as your own, for taking me as your daughter, for giving me a place to build my business is remembered. I want to say a very big thank you to Miss Confidence Ominia Boss for picking me up when I lost my leader. I was feeling frustrated, and you guided me during that period. I want to say a very big thank you to you, Ma. And I want to say a very big thank you to my friend, Miss Loretta Osigbeme, for always being there to talk to me. I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Lucky Peter, and a very big thank you to Ms. Deborah Ekaite for your advice, for your joke, for your words of encouragement, and for all you did for me, Mama. I love you. I want to say a very big thank you to the Star Nation leaders for your trainings, because your trainings helped me in this business. Your trainings helped me in this business, and I'm grateful to all of you. I want to say a very big thank you to my amazing teammates. You guys are the best. I love you all, and I can't wait to celebrate with every one of you on the stage. This is possible because of you, and I know one day, and I'm going to celebrate with you also. Thank you very much, Miss Tracy. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Dr. Elijah Omba, for the opportunity. I am done, sir. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome everyone to today's recognition. We are going to be recognizing our celebrants and our achievers, people that achieved in the month of July 2023. And of course, I'm not here alone. I'm here with Ambassador Dr. John, Dr. John. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Thank you. Good evening,
Thank you,
everyone,
sir.
and welcome to the recognition.
So, guys, I hope you've been inspired by the testimony of um, Osarere. Please forgive me. Forgive me. I hope you've been inspired. You see, this business, nothing is impossible. For 8 good months, she was struggling, no results, in a totally new land, in a place where she had no family, where she had nobody. Yet she was able to create a niche for herself. And today she's celebrated as a Millionaire Circle member. The question I have to ask you tonight is, what is your excuse? What is your excuse? What is your excuse? She's an introvert, couldn't make friends. She had to literally build business from using questionnaires. Total strangers started building, and she lost the team. Attrition hit her. She lost that team. She went to a new land, started building all over again for 8 good months. She was not seeing results. Come on, that was already enough evidence from God that she's not supposed to do this business, that this business is not for her. Dr. Don, what do you think? Is that not God telling her that the business is not for her?
It looks like it, but thank God she didn't listen to that voice.
I'm telling you, he decided to say no, really, really, really. So guys, what is your excuse? You have no excuse at all. That's one thing I love about this business. You think you are struggling, you think it is tough for you. Guess what? There are people who have gone through, who are going through, or who went through what you're currently going through, and they still pull through. And I think I saw a video yesterday. Some people were, complaining. They were in a bar drinking themselves to stupor because they had a bad day. And somebody was asking them, "You have a bad day? You had a bad day?" He said, "Did you die? Are you
Did you
dead?
die?
You are not dead. Oh, you are still alive." Then it means, did you die? Very funny. Did you die? Did you die? So if you are not dead, you cannot stop. You can't quit. You can't quit. No matter how bad the rejection, so long as you are still alive, you have no excuse. Thank you so much, Gift, for inspiring us tonight with your powerful testimony. Doc, sir, over to you. Anything you want to say? Wow, about this
Yes,
testimony that we've heard.
just to add, Miss Gibbs has just proven to us that one of the enemies of financial freedom is the comfort zone. She actually had to leave her comfort zone. She left Benin City, left people she was familiar with, and totally found herself in a strange land. Even though she was born in Lagos, but she didn't know most parts of Lagos. Then she also didn't have a place to stay. Now that really touched me. She had to sleep. The young lady slept in the office for 8 months. For 8 months, no comfort. Oh my God, she's a proof that if you are able to leave your comfort zone, you will definitely achieve the success you seek. Congratulations to Gift once again, and to everyone who is still pushing, no matter how difficult it is, keep going. There's this saying, if you are going through hell, don't stop. You're just passing through. You will soon get to the promised land. Congratulations to...
Okay. Yeah, at the point we stopped hearing you, we lost you. We lost you. Okay, so we'll be going into the recognitions. We'll be going to the recognitions tonight. So Miss Grace, I want to believe you are ready with the slides so that we can start up our recognition. Okay, so that we can kick off with the recognition. Please, Tracy. Please, Tracy, can you find out if Grace is connected and if she's co-host, so she could project the recognition, the slide rather, for the recognition. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Please
Grace,
confirm.
please, if you're in the room. Okay, just indicate, because there are lots of Graces. Okay, so just let me know the one that you are, so I make your device co-host. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Of course, everyone, boss will soon join us in the meeting. He's actually at the airport, and then that's why he's not here yet. But he'll soon join us. Very, very soon, for sure. He'll be joining us. Now, of course, you see, one thing, of course, from yesterday's cell meeting, we learned the lessons, right? We learned the lessons. And one of the things, of course, this season is the season of sharing the good news of network marketing. Now, we are in a season right now where you need to be proud of your profession. You need to be proud of the profession you are involved in, and which is network marketing. All right, which is network marketing. You know why? Because a lot of people are economically down right now, right? A lot of people are economically down, and people are looking out for what? Solutions everywhere. And guess what? The business opportunity we have is the solution for this day and time. Is a solution for this day and time. And I can tell you that it will be, what will I say now? It will actually be, I don't want to use the word evil, right? I think I should use the word wicked. It will be wicked that you know of this opportunity that is saving life, that has saved your life, that is helping you, and you're not sharing it to the people around you. In this time, if you are not sharing the good news of this opportunity in a time like this, then I don't know what to say.